Hi Algebra, in this one you're going to be working with some fractions some more, and we're going to be putting them in order. Here we go. In number one, we're going to be circling the fractions that are greater than 1/2. So first, just thinking about 1/2, 1/2 is going to be the same as 3/6, as 4/8, as 5/10, so on and so forth. So we're going to look for the ones that are greater than 1/2. Looking first at 1/3, I know that's going to be less than 1/2. And for that, I'm also visualizing what that could look like on a number line. And if this is 0 and this is 1, 1/3 is going to be right there. It's going to be less than 1/2. 4/7, that is going to be greater than 1/2 because 4 is more than half of 7. So on a number line, 4/7 would be right about there at a little bit more than 1/2. 2/3 is also going to be greater than 1/2. As I keep going here, 1/10 is not. 3/8 is not, because that's less than 4/8. 5/6 is going to be greater than 1/2. In the next row, 4/9 is not greater than 1/2 because 4 is not half of 9. It's less than half of 9. 3/6 is equal to 1/2, but not greater than. 2/5 is less than 1/2. 1/8 is less than 1/2. 5/8 will be more than 1/2. And 3/7 will be less than 1/2 because half of 7 is 3.5. In number 3, we're placing each fraction from the box into the correct interval on the number line. So not at necessarily its correct place to scale, but just where is it between. So for example, -9/10, that's going to be between 0 and -1 because -1 would be -10/10. So -9/10 will be in between there. It's not right in the middle like the box shows, but it's just in between there. 8/3, I know that that's going to be the same as 2 and 2/3. So that one's going to go over here. 2/5, I know that that's less than 1/2 because half of 5 is 2.5. So 2/5 is less than 1/2. So that's going to go in there between 0 and 1/2. -7/5, that's the same as -1 and 2/5. So that's going to go over here between -2 and -1. 4/7 is less than 1, but it is greater than 1/2 because 4 is more than half of 7. And 11/6, that's going to go right in here between 1 and 2 because I know 2 would be 12/6. We're going to skip down to number 5 here, and we're going to label these fractions on the number line. Let's start with 1/2. That's going to go right in the middle because we have 0 and 1 on our number line. Then we have 1/3. And if I'm thinking about my places on my number line, if I do that, that would split it into thirds. So that's going to be my 1/3. 1/4 is going to really come next as my next smallest because if I split the number line into fourths, that would be their marks. And 1/5 would really come next. 1/6 is going to be smaller than 1/5. And then lastly is going to be 1/7 as the smallest one there. So notice that 1/2 is the largest, 1/7 is the smallest. You think of it like a candy bar. I would rather have half of a candy bar than 1/7 of a candy bar. On number 6, we're going to put 1/2 right in the middle again. And then I'm looking at the rest of my fractions and I'm thinking what's closest to 1. 6/7 is going to be closest to 1. Think of that candy bar. You take 6 out of the 7 pieces, that's going to be closer to 1 than any of our other ones. So the next smallest would be 5/6. So that's going to go right there beside it. Next smallest would be 4/5. And if I keep going, next smallest would be 3/4. And next smallest after that would be the 2/3. Looking at number 9, they're showing us right away here that from 0 to 1/8 is a distance of 1/8. And if I go from 1 and I go down 1/8, I would be at 7/8 because 1 is the same as 8/8. Over here, they're showing us the same thing with ninths. If I start at 1 and I go down a ninth, now I'm at 8/9. So which fraction has a greater value? 7/8 or 8/9, and it would be 8/9 because that distance of 1/9 is smaller than a distance of 1/8. So 8/9 going a smaller distance to the left is going to be closer to 1. Looking at number 12, we'll do a few of these together. A 1/3 and 1/2. I know that 1/2 is larger, so I'm going to put in that symbol, and I read that left to right. It would say 1/3 is less than 1/2. Remember, the smaller n points to the smaller number. In B, 1/10 and 1/12. I know that 1/10 is going to be greater than 1/12. Think of that candy bar. 1/12 of candy bar is going to be less than 1/10. E, 1/5 and 1/7. 1/5 is going to be greater than 1/7. I would rather have 1/5 of the candy bar. And in F, 2/5 and 2/7. 2/5 is going to be greater than 2/7. Again, I'd rather split that candy bar in 5 and get 2 pieces than split it in 7 and get 2. Looking at 13, putting these in order from least to greatest. I know that 3/4 is the only one here that's more than 1/2. Because over here, 3/9 is the same as 1/3, and 4/9 is less than half because 4 is less than half of 9. So 3/4 is the greatest, 3/9 then would be the least, and 4/9 would be in the middle. Okay, skip over to 16. We're going to put these in order from least to greatest. 5/12 is the only one that is less than half, so that's going to be the least. And then I have 3/4 and 5/6. 5/6 is going to be closer to 1 because it's only 1/6 less than 1. So 3/4 then would be in the middle. In 17, 0 plus 1 is 1. 1/8 plus what would get me 1 as well? Well, I'm 1/8 away from 0. I go 1/8 away from 1, which would be 7/8. Okay, a few of them here that equal 1. 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1. 5/7 plus 2/7, that would be 7/7. So that's going to be 1. Over here, this one would be 6/3, and I can already tell that 5/3 is more than 1, so that one is not. This would be 5/5, so that's going to be 1. The next one would be 10/8, so that's not equal to 1. This one does not have common denominators, so I can't just add them together, but I already see that 4/3 is more than 1, so that one is not equal to 1. This one would be 3/3, that's equal to 1. This one does not have common denominators either, but 1/2 plus 2/3, 2/3 is more than 1/2. So if I add these together, it would be more than 1. And this one would be 5/5, so that one's going to be equal to 1.